Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, finally back into the territory of reviewing songs on time, because yesterday, after, well, an entire national final season of, I wouldn't say silence so much as careful calculated strategy, we finally got to hear the outcome of what Bulgaria's master plan is this year. And it comes to us in the form of former The Voice Russia contestant. I think it's called something different in Russia. I'm fairly sure. He took part in the Russian version of The Voice or The Voice Kids. I really should have done my research before this review. Sorry. But anyway, the artist is Kristian Kostov, and the song is called Beautiful Mess. And trust me, beautiful, yes. Mess? Not even slightly. It's completely in English, and music and lyrics by Borislav Milanov, Sebastian Arman, and Joachim Bo Persson. I'm fairly sure I've said that name once already this season, so we seem to only have one Gearson song, but someone else is doing overtime here. But joking aside, first impressions of this song. Wow. Just wow. Bulgaria has had some big dreams for this year's Eurovision season, as I already alluded to, in the form of what was basically a private national final of sorts. They invited a whole load of big-name composers from Bulgaria and abroad to submit not just songs, but full-blown packages, and a really comprehensive board of people would then select the best overall package. And yes, it shows a lot. Since their return last year, it's clear that Bulgaria have worked out whatever wasn't working for them before their break from the contest, and now they're here to stake their claim as Europe's full-time sweetheart. They could very much be the next it country, you know, like how Sweden was that for the last 15 years or so, and then Ireland was the flavour of the month before that. Bulgaria, ladies and gentlemen, and all friends besides, is ready to step up and take their place. You're looking at the flag of the future right here. So what do I like about Bulgaria this year? Well, maybe I shouldn't leave the question quite that open-ended, because things I like about Bulgaria. First of all, their social media strategy. Seriously, follow BG_Eurovision on Twitter. They are brilliant. They are the best Eurovision social media account I think I've ever come across on Twitter, and I said that last year and it's still true this year. So, anyway, what do I like about the song? Well, Kristian is apparently half Bulgarian and half Kazakh, and I think he was born in Moscow as well, and, well, I can't claim to know this for certain, but I think his heritage is reflected in the instrumentation of the song. I could be wrong there, but in the same way as there was the instrumental hook on the, not flute, but like the traditional fluty thing in If Love Was a Crime last year, Bulgaria's got another traditional-ish instrumental hook this year as well. And in just 2 bars, they immediately convey everything that the song is about, and it just builds from there too to form a really nice, really heavily atmospheric instrumental track. It's gonna lend itself really nicely to live staging, I can guarantee it. And I think BNT can guarantee it as well, because staging, I think, was one of the things that each candidate in their selection had to prepare beforehand, so, you know, that's going to be polished to the nth degree as well. Of course, Kristian's vocals add to that as well. It's hard to believe that such an impressive range with such soulful timbre can come from someone as young as 17, or, well, as of the day this review was recorded and will go up, he'll turn 17 tomorrow, but and that makes him, if not the, then one of the youngest competitors in this year's contest. You wouldn't be able to tell, and he's bound to give some of the older competitors a run for their money, to be quite frank. It is sad, in a way, that someone so young can deliver a song like this with such first-hand sincerity, since it says quite a bit about the state of the world that we live in nowadays, but that said, slow down, take a step back there. He can deliver it with more than a plausible level of emotional intensity. Sad though it may be that that's the case, that's very impressive, especially for someone so young. Like I said, he's got great emotional plausibility. It's an impressive song delivered in an impressive way. It's gonna be a heavy hitter that is guaranteed to get Bulgaria the results they want this year. Now, ordinarily, at this point in the review, I would start to talk about things that either I'm not so keen on with the song, or reasons why I think other people might not like the song, or reasons that other people would give if they were asked why they don't like the song, if they don't like the song. And when I do that, I do like to try to find at least 3 points to put on the right-hand side of the screen, so that the review is fair, so that you get a good look at both sides of the picture, to see why you might like the song, or to see why you might not. But honestly, I'm struggling here quite a bit. One problem that I foresee with this, I suppose, is potentially level balancing live. The instrumental does sound like it's arranged in such a way where it would be so easy for it to just be a little bit too loud, and that would just immediately swallow up Kristian's voice. I mean, he's got really good live vocals, he's got a really good vocal range, but if the background audio is a bit too loud, then it might get watered down. I mean, Slovenia had that problem in 2015, so it has happened before. But to be fair, I'm 99% sure that someone from the Bulgarian delegation does actually watch my reviews anyway, so if I mention it now, they'll probably be aware that it's a potential issue. Zdrasty, by the way. The only other thing that I could think to mention is a complete and utter me thing that almost nobody else in the universe will mind, but he rhymes fire with wire. It's only fair that I mention this now because I did also criticize Poland for doing that, although in Poland's case, she does rhyme fire with wire and hire and desire, and it gets a little bit out of hand. And to Kristian's credit, in this case, it's fire as in line of fire, so it doesn't sound as contrived, but, I mean, people were practically expecting me to mention that, so there you go. But beyond that, I don't know, I can't find bad points about this song, it's good. Sorry if I come across as one-sided here. And so we come to the ratings out of 10. My own personal how I feel about this song, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I promise I'm not being paid by BNT to endorse their song, and I don't have some sort of weird obsession with Bulgaria and their Eurovision entries, though I do like their flag, but that's another story entirely. It's just that for as long as I've been reviewing the contest, the 2 entries that they've sent have been positively world-class, and they're indicative of a broadcaster who knows exactly what they want to do and exactly how to get what they want, how to get the results they're looking for at Eurovision, and how to go about achieving that, if I can say the same thing a fourth different way perhaps. Granted, I've been doing these reviews since 2014, and Bulgaria only returned to the contest last year, but I mean, my point stands. Beautiful Mess is, as I said, beautiful and not a mess. Maybe it's a bit slow for some people's tastes, but it's full of emotion and tagged with that identifying instrumental hook. It's top quality stuff. As for the technical score out of 10, sorry, another 10. As I already said, the only thing that this song does wrong is not doing enough wrong for me to mention in the review, so it makes me look biased. And if that's the only problem they have, then they're absolutely doing something right. Kristian's vocals are perfect. His range is really impressive. His timbre is just right for the emotions he's conveying. The instrumental is mood heavy. The hook is memorable. The list goes on and on and on. Last year, they asked us to "Oh, daj mi ljubovta," and a whole year later, they're still feeling our love. Good job, Bulgaria. Now, oh god, I have to compare it to last year, don't I? Now, this is far and away the most painful part of the review, and it does come with the territory of reviewing songs of a country who's this consistently brilliant. BNT have absolutely the right strategy here, and it's paying off for them enough to be gradually transforming them into the next great Eurovision juggernaut. If I had to be heartless, then let's think. If Love Was a Crime was a massive crowd pleaser in every way, right down to the artist herself, while Beautiful Mess is less light-hearted, but just as serious as it needs to be, and very much able to be taken seriously. I really don't want to pick a favourite, because both of these songs are incredible, but I think I'll give it to Beautiful Mess here only so I can demonstrate that BNT have continued to do the right thing when selecting their song. If you want an academic reason, let's see what I can pull out of my hat. It's empty. I'll just say it's more meaningful. The song has a message, whereas If Love Was a Crime was a crowd pleaser. Sure, let's go with that. They're both great songs, so meh. Now, can we expect a Bulgarian qualification this year? Well, if it doesn't qualify, the system's broken. I don't mean to sound like a salty fanbaby in saying that, of course. It's just that Bulgaria's strategy is watertight. They've made their Eurovision problems go away by throwing money at them, and it's worked resoundingly in their favour, and I mean that as a good thing. The juries are sure to love Kristian's voice and vocal capabilities and performance and all of that, and of the male ballads this year, the fan reception of this one seems to be one of the strongest. It sounds to me, then, like Kristian's basically got everything he needs to sail right into the final with no worries whatsoever. Just as long as he doesn't get complacent, I think everything will turn out just fine for Bulgaria this year. So I will say to Kristian and to BNT as a whole, good luck. I really do admire your strategy. You've picked yet another absolute banger of a song. That's a good thing. And we will see how you fare when you get to Kiev. Good luck.